Good evening, everyone. Hope everybody's having a great Tuesday. I believe it's Tuesday there. It is actually Tuesday morning from where I am at, 3 o'clock in the morning specifically. But I'm happy to join you guys here in this session. By the way, I just want to let you guys know that this session is completely for you guys, and if you guys ever want to speak up or say anything, all you got to do is just push the unmute button, and feel welcome to shoot away, because this is an open forum platform, an opportunity to hear out the community, and because we highly value your feedback, and I know that we're currently in the process of making a big move, and I strongly feel that this is the opportunity for all countries, all communities to unify and begin to move as one massive movement. And I strongly believe this from within, that this is the critical thing for us to do. And because once we start hitting the global stage, all eyes is going to be on us, right? So just imagine, having a brand new investor coming in right now, and we're not fully prepared for it. So, you only get one shot as a first, for a first impression. And so it is crucial that we deliver properly. And of course, that we are well organized and well prepared for this big wave that is about to hit. And so let me just say hi. Some of the people that are jumping in, we get Api Banta, welcome. We have Alin. We also have Nageshwar, welcome. We also have Hisham, Lily, Ivan. How you doing, buddy? I see your videos, so I'm also a fan. We also have Arif, Tess, Jing, welcome aboard. And so to kick things off, I just want to start out with some industry news. And you and I know that we are in the crypto space, and a lot of us are actually just jumping on brand new. And so I feel that it's actually good to actually be in the know of some of the news that's happening within the industry, because the things that happens outside of our circle actually affect us in some way, shape, or form. And so I just wanted to give you guys some news, and you may consider it as entertainment. You may find some value in it, but I think it'd be good to know, right? So some of the things that's happening right now is, I don't know if you guys have been following XRP, and XRP has been going through some major legal battles with the SEC, because the problem is the SEC is trying to regulate crypto, and they want to be able to classify that as a security instead of a commodity. And so this battle has been going on now for roughly about, I don't know, say 3 years. And it's not looking too good for the SEC, which is great. And don't get me wrong, right? We all want regulation in this industry because there's so much scams that are out there. And of course, as soon as the regulation comes in, the mass adoption will follow, because that's where institutional money will come fluctuating into the crypto space. And so so if you just take a look at some of the news headlines, that they actually dismissed the SEC lawsuit, which is actually good, but they're not going to stop over there. They're going to continue on going. And but I just thought I'd share that with you guys. And then the latest news on Do Kwon, for those of you guys aren't aware, the Terra Luna crash. Do Kwon is actually the founder of Terra, and so he is currently a wanted man. And so they say that he's not on the run, but the Korea officials, they say that he is. But what happened here? There was roughly about 60 billion that just that just dumped out of the market, and you and I were affected by that. Everybody was affected by it. and especially Bitcoin and the stock market, and it just came crashing down on everything. But so the reason why I shared this one is because of the fact that Terra Luna Classic is a community project, and they have their own blockchain, and there are actually projects that are wanting to develop on their blockchain. They're a massive community, right? They're not very pleased with what happened with Do Kwon. However, the community gathered and they started taking things into their own hands. And I don't know if you guys have been watching it closely. Terra Luna Classic has been moving tremendously. A lot of people were gaining 100x, some 1000x. These are massive returns. And guess what? This is all ran by the community. And so even within just recent, as of earlier today or yesterday, for me, CZ from the owner of Binance, he had just agreed to allow for their 1.2% tax, which will be allocated towards their Burn wallet. And because he wasn't really fond of the idea, but the community, they went after it, and they threatened to boycott Binance. And CZ, being a nice guy, he disagrees with the idea. He believes it's not going to work. However, I think he's allowing it in order to prove a point. But like I said, right? These are some of the news that are happening outside of us. But at the same time, I want to show you guys an example of what a thriving community project is, and especially if everybody congregates together and have one unity, one movement, and just going after it. So, and then what happened late last week? There was with the feds, they had increased the rates again by another 0.75%. And so, because they're not really doing a too good of a job handling inflation, and so to do that, they have to continue increasing it in order to control and avoid having a recession. And so when these things happen, when they increase interest rates, what happens is, for the investors such as you and I, it reduces our ability to make an investment, right? Because it dips into our discretionary dollar. And so, as you can see, with what's been happening in the market, it's been a bloodbath. It's been crashing down, and you can see that Bitcoin tumbled all the way down to $18,000. Ethereum's at 1,300, and so these are great opportunities to actually buy in, right? But just to kind of prove a point, because of all the actions that have been taking place, it creates so much fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and so. In result of that, we would develop a Red Sea. But the positive side of that, right, when it comes to our movement, it had been the complete opposite. Within the last week, we had been going through some positive movements, and excuse me, I'm still a little sick, So what happened here late last week, right? We had this major green candle that just pumped like crazy. We had a 25% return on this day, and the following day we had 13%, and then the next day it went up 12%, and there was even one where it went up 100%. I think I didn't get to post that in here, and so. What I'm trying to say is the movement has begun, right? Especially for us, and everybody's starting to feel it. And the month of October is going to be huge for us, and that's why that I wanted to run these community questions and answers, so that we can just clear the air, get everybody in the same playing level field, and so that we can be all in unison. And so that's why don't be shy at all to ask a question, because this is totally for you. And all you gotta do is just unmute yourself and just pop right in, right? So I know everybody's used to being quiet, but I give you permission to speak. I swear. All right, let's see here. Where was I? All right, so I wanted to share with you guys where we currently sit with our market cap. So our market cap right now is at 12 million. And a few weeks ago, we were in terrible shape. And I keep tabs on this thing every day. I don't know if you do, right? This basically dictates what the price of the token will be. And a week and a half ago, we were literally sitting at just a little under 4 million. And it was quite depressing. So this is definitely a change of the beat, and it is quite encouraging. And so we might as well run with it and continue to build on the momentum. So we always have this conversation of the PTX hitting $1, but nobody really knows what it's going to take, to actually hit that. And so doing the math, it's really quite simple. We need to reach the market cap of 350 million in order for the price action to hit $1, right? So that's the number for all of us as a community to keep in mind, so that we know what our role is as a community member, and and we can, because this will be the first stepping stone, right? This will be the first milestone when we do this run. And so the month of October is going to be a strong push. We're going to be pushing a lot of the RTE nodes to get them in position so that we can all have adequate streaming. But at the same time, we want to be able to increase the daily volume that's on LBank, because right now we were averaging about 3 to 5,000 per day, and now it has been jumping up to 10,000. So I'm here to let you know that we actually need to increase that. And so I do have a few things that I wanted to suggest as a strategy. But before we even get on track to start hitting this, what is one thing that we need to do, right? So we like I mentioned earlier in the beginning, we have to unite, and we have to know what the target is. And obviously the first target is to reach the first milestone of hitting $1. And we now know that it's going to take 350 million to hit $1. And so, but prior to that, we need to get organized. And so a few things that I actually started taking action on is, especially for me in my group, in my PandoProject PH Telegram, I put some security measures on people, new members coming in, right? So we added a security feature, what we call a pre-verify. And basically what this does is it verifies that you are actually a true living person. Because what's happening right now on the international Telegram, so you were constantly getting bombarded with bots and fake subscribers, fake members, and there's a lot of solicitors, right? Well, we can definitely reduce that. We can have major reduction of all this once we implement what we had implemented on our Telegram group. And so that's one thing, right? Because you don't want a new investor that's interested, and then they see all this crap, right? And also at the same time, we don't want new investors coming in seeing all kinds of negativities, because there's a lot of sour grapes within the community, and which is again why the reason this platform giving you the opportunity to speak your voice, because once we hear what your concerns are, then we can work on addressing it. And that's just the best way of solving a conflict or issue or FUD, right? Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And so let's clear all that out, over the next few days. And so once we get everybody addressed and everybody's feeling good about moving forward, then, we can run together. And so I hope you understand the concept of this. I know it sounds very simplistic, but yet I feel it's very impactful, and it's critical for us to do that in order for us to be a successful project. So, and then there's Mainnet 2.0, which is coming up. And we're going to be making some announcements in as far as the launch in Thailand, and some of the things that we are actually working on right now to increase security measures is after connecting with Boss Logan regarding security measures for 2.0 and what is being implemented. The last communications that I had with them is that we are actually doing some preliminary onboarding with Certic Audit. For those of you guys that aren't aware what Certic Audit is, it is the gold standard in the entire space. All right, and so it's just like having, the way I see it, it's just like having car insurance, right? Because when you buy a car, what's the most important thing that you gotta have? You gotta have car insurance in case you get in an accident. So it's like a necessary evil. Well, Certic is the necessary evil for this space. And like I said, it is the gold standard. And most investors, what they do is when they're looking to investing in a project, they want to be able to see the Certic brand attached to that project. Otherwise, they don't consider it as trustworthy. Now, are there other, security measures that are better than Certic? I'm pretty sure there are some out there, but like I said, nonetheless, it is kind of a necessary evil at this point. I mean, there's Certic Audit, and then there's also TechRate. I mean, those are the top two in the industry, and we are actually implementing the one that is being highly recommended. So consider that as a great thing, and hopefully we'll hear some more updates regarding this matter. And so also the other thing that I last heard is we are now able to write smart contracts within our Mainnet 2.0. So you're definitely going to hear some more news about this, and I'm actually quite excited about it. There's so many things that's ahead of us, especially for Mainnet 2.0. Upcoming event that's coming up for the month of December. This is where Mainnet 2.0 will be launched, which is going to be in Thailand, and this is going to be the World Blockchain Summit. So mark your calendars. If you happen to be in the area, this would be a good event to attend, and definitely a great event for networking. And these events are mainly for connecting with people, just mingling with them. Not so much of the promotion. Yes, that's one aspect of things, being able to showcase the project, and the best case scenario being actually the world being a premier sponsor of an event for name recognition. Excuse me. But mainly for the networking purpose of things, because this is places like these is where the big money is at, and connecting with the right investor puts it in the right direction for us, because if an investor that's got big money that's looking for a place to park and they see us as a viable project to invest in, then we've accomplished our goal, right? And so this will definitely be a great event. So keep this in mind, mark it on your calendar. If you can make it, that'll be great. If not, I'm sure there'll be plenty more events. But this will be the launching pad of Mainnet 2.0 for us, and this is what's going to be driving some volume starting in the month of October, which is a few days away, right? So that's just going to be the momentum builder, and then we're going to kick it up a notch on November, and then December comes, and then boom. So get ready for it, guys. There's going to be a lot going on here. So for those of you guys that aren't aware, and this is my last point, right? Then I'll just open it up to everybody. Just have a free conversation. I want you guys to see how I view Mainnet 2.0. And because I'm not sure if everybody gets it, right? And my conversations with Boss Logan, he actually broke it down to me, and the way I saw it, put me in awe. I was wowed, right? And so I want you guys to see how I see Mainnet 2.0. So Mainnet 2.0 right now, right, is of course just like the 1.0. The main power source currently is through our Ramatrons. However, Mainnet 2.0 is going to have 4 Ramatrons, right? From the mobile, the light, the pro, and of course the enterprise. And what that does is it's going to power up our ecosystem. Okay, and so with this current ecosystem that we have, this is just one layer of technology, and that technology is what? Streaming, right? So what really blew my mind is he was telling me, John, you do know this is just one technology. We've got other things that we are brewing up right now as we speak, because as you see that the PoE, right, is being derived from stream that is being delivered. But then he also went to say, do you know what's going to happen when we launch our next layer of technology? We're talking about decentralizing storage. That's a technology layer. Imagine having another layer of technology and also doing PoE off of that technology, right? And then he goes to talk about decentralizing file sharing, which is another layer. And then we also have IoT and also AI, artificial intelligence. And so these are different layers of technologies that we can actually build on top of what we already have, which is Mainnet 2.0, and which makes it a lot more scalable than the previous Mainnet. And so, and on top of that, we have businesses that are actually wanting to jump on our platform. Matter of fact, we already have one. I've already introduced to you guys at a previous interview that I had with them, Uniblock, and they're a great movement too. And they have a great team. They're going to be decentralizing the marketplace, and they strongly believe in our technology because of the fact that it's saving them 40 to 70% of the cost running their business on our platform. And those are significant savings, right? And so, and of course, they're going to be utilizing our token. And so, which is also good for keeping less off of the circulation. And so this is just, keep in mind, right? This is what you have at hand. This is the technology that we have. We have real world use case. We have real world business solution. And so the nodes that are being promoted right now, the enterprise, that is being handed off to you at such a great price, right? So you're getting the pre-sale entry price, because when these businesses, when they jump on, they're gonna be buying these at $5,000 per node, right? But right now, you, the pioneer, have this opportunity to get at a pre-sale at $1,500 USD per setup. And so now to build on top of that, right? This is how we're going to drive volume. This is just my suggestion, right? You don't necessarily have to do it, but it's common sense. So when we're promoting these RTEs, right, it requires 35,000 PTX to stake. And so you can take that 35,000 now, right, and go ahead and stake it on Mainnet 1.0, because that's going to yield you 2.5% per week. And so you've got about 6 to 10 weeks, right, that you can actually gain more and more tokens. And so can you imagine 35,000 PTX right now? That's roughly about, I want to say, $600-700. And so imagine, having 200 of those units, significant difference, right? And at the same time, they're staking it on 1.0. They're going to be earning roughly about close to 1,000 PTX per week. And at the same time, we've got a growing PTX price. and it's going on the uptrend. So can you imagine on that, right? Having more tokens by the time that mainnet 2.0 launches, because the great news about this is the wallets will be unlocked when 2.0 launches. And so you're not really committed for the whole entire 6 months. I just want you to be aware of that. All wallets will unlock, and then you'll have the opportunity to migrate over to mainnet 2.0. And so use the RTE pre-sales as the tool, right? Have them reserve it, get it at a great deal. At the same time, have them stake it. And then for you, the individual that's actually making the referral, remember on 1.0, what is one thing that you get on the first initial stake? You get 10% referral, right? So now you're getting 10% on 35,000 on the initial stake. How would you like to have additional PTX as a referral? And then on top of that, you're getting the 5% referral on the setup. And so I think we're gearing off to a Merry Christmas over here, guys. And so I'm just sharing with you what I see and how the community can implement this. And so I hope you find this useful. I mean, it's not financial advice or anything, but you know, this is something that I'm actually doing personally. And this is what I'm actually promoting with my group. And so, but I think I pretty much wanted to share everything that I wanted to lay out to you guys. And so why don't we go ahead and open it up to the community, and you know, well, let's get some questions answered. All right. So yeah, you could just go ahead and unmute and whatever. Let's have a two-way conversation. Don't be shy. I see Christina just popped in. Yes. How you doing?
Good. Maingay dito. Maingay dito, boss.
Oh, that's all right. You have a question or a comment?
You explained it very well, so thank you very much.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, this is what it's all about. You know, helping everybody out, and just because I know we all have to be prepared, and so I just want to make sure that everybody's not confused about anything. You know, we do have quite a bit that's going to be taking place here very shortly, and so it's good that we have these preparational meetings or you know, forums, open forums. All right, we got Boss Tukau, welcome, and we also have Clement. Great to have you on board, and I've shared quite a bit not very long ago, and you know, just want to let everybody know that this is an open forum, and so anybody is welcome to share or speak or ask any questions. And so, you know, just feel welcome to shoot away whatever you have in mind. I mean, you had me for about another 20 minutes, so by all means, I'm all yours. Any fear, uncertainty, and doubt that you may have, you know, let's get that out of the way. Any concerns, major concerns? And so,
yeah, I do have one question.
Sure.
On mainnet 2, because there'll be a new PandoProject on mainnet 2, will the other files, all your files on PandoProject 1, the one reason having now, will disappear? Or will it still bring forward to mainnet 2?
You know, that is a great question. I'll have to follow up with you on that. But my understanding, it shouldn't be, because the first time that all my files were deleted, I had raised that concern, and like, you know, will this happen? Will this ever happen again? And the answer was no. Because of the fact that they did something with some upgrades or whatever where you have to re-download everything and they deleted all the files. But to my understanding, no, that wouldn't be. But that would definitely be something that I can follow up for you. Great question, though. You're afraid that you're gonna lose all your content, huh? Because it takes time to upload those videos, you know. All right, so I have that, and I'll be happy to follow up on that for you. We'll address that on the next session.
Hi, John.
How you doing?
Okay. I had seen some increase in the PTX prices.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I want to know what is the main reason? Is the stability of the market of people selling the PTX minimized?
I shared with you earlier, right? It doesn't really have anything to do with the market, because if you look at the market right now, the market is completely red, and because of all the political and all the things that's happening in the stock market and the entire crypto space. The reason why this is happening is because of the fact that, because of the efforts that we have been putting in to make a push for the RTE, because what's coming ahead is in December, right after mainnet launch, and of course with PandoJoe, the next phase will be running the esports tournament. Now, in order for us to deliver quality stream with PandoJoe, we need to have adequate amounts of RTEs for each country. And so the goal right now is to have 200 RTEs minimum for each country in order to have the sufficient amount of load for carrying on the weight. And so the month of October is going to be a strong push amongst all of us leaders here. And which is also why I share this with you guys, so that you guys are also aware, as far as what the expectations are, and have you guys, involved and part of it, because the community can do great contributions, but if they don't know, then how can they contribute, right? And so that's why I feel that these are important discussions that we should have more fluently. And so that's the reason why you have been seeing some price actions of the PTX going up, is because of the efforts that we have been putting in and the promotion of the RTEs, the enterprise nodes.
Okay, thank you. So
yeah,
actually I have more than 50,000 PTX.
Uh-huh.
So I'm holding on. I'm not selling anything here. So if all people follows like this, and then slowly I think we can incrementally increase the PTX value, right? If everybody
I strongly agree. And also, not that I'm giving you the fact that we're going to be heavily marketing. I mean, don't you also think that it would be wise to have more positions at the cheapest price that you could ever get it right now, right? And just ride the wave going up. And so I think that we have reached the bottom for us, and going down to a penny was a painful thing. But if you're a smart investor, you were buying a lot at a penny. And so, I mean, even, I was able to get some positions at a penny. And so now it's at hovering around 3-4 cents. So you've already, 300x, you've already 3-4x your initial investment on that position at a penny. And so even where it's at right now, it's still a great entry point, if you ask me. But do expect that the price action will be continuing to go up as we push it real hard for promoting the RTEs, and so that's the logical answer of why it's been moving, is because of that.
Okay, thanks, John. Thanks for explanation. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Good question, though. All right. See, Nara just popped in. How you doing? Welcome aboard. How do you guys feel about this platform so far? I mean, do you guys want to continue this? I mean, do you think this is something that we should have at least once or twice a week? What are your guys' thoughts on it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Definitely make note of that, and I'll just continue feeding you guys information. As I get my updates, I will pass them on to you guys so that you guys are also in the know. If I may ask, in this group, what countries do we have over here currently? I know we have some here from the Philippines. So if I may ask, what countries are you guys from?
I'm from Malaysia.
Okay, Malaysia. Okay. Is everybody else in here from Malaysia too, or anybody here from India or Taiwan?
We're all from Penang, Malaysia.
Okay. Yeah. So what we're the goal also too is to consolidate all the communities. Because I'm quite aware that each of us here have our own method of communication, and so I'm pretty sure that not everybody is currently on the Telegram International, and so the effort right now is to have everybody consolidated here, which is why we're putting in an effort to clean things up over here. Because once the new investors come in and we've got everything organized within the Telegram group, the whole point is to make it, vibrant and lively and engaging. And so I try to put in as much effort as I can to engage with everybody on the international, on top of our Telegram group, but. We're working on making the migration fully in here as well, unless we need to have private sessions in our native language, then we can revert that into the other group. But having everybody on board on the international Telegram group will be very, very helpful. So if I may ask everybody in here to help spread the word, to encourage everyone to jump on the international Telegram group, because we're gonna be doing a lot of promotions, and when the new investors jump in and they see all this, we want to make them feel that they want to also partake in it. I don't know if you guys are looking at other groups. When you look at a perfect example of another group is, I think I could share with you guys here. Let's see here. I will share with you guys this other group. This is also a good project too. They're all on based on AI, and they've got this metaverse mall that they're building a business on, and great project. But anyways, the example that I'm trying to show is what they have here on the Telegram group, where they only have 1,500 members currently, but everybody is hyper active in here, and everybody is engaged, everybody's welcoming, and they post all kinds of good stuff, right? And so this is the example that we would like to have on our international group, and so we can definitely make that happen. And so yeah, so I just wanted to point that out.
Final question. Okay, I want okay. Once we go to mainnet 2, our wallet will all all our tokens will go into our wallet, right? So once we stack at our new Remetron, we have to pay the fees.
The fees. Are you talking about the transaction fees?
The stacking fees, because the token from our previous Remetron is already stacked. So we already paid the fees for that to stack it on. But once mainnet 2 is on, so all the stacking will be released. So once we stack at the new Remetron, will there still charges fees?
Well, every transaction they charge the 1% transaction fee, right? So yeah, that'll be implemented, and so yeah, that would just be a given. Mm-hmm. And it's actually not bad, you know. I mean, if you really ask me, I was telling Boss Logan that you need to charge more, and so and he disagrees. And the only reason why I say that is because you know, it's good to have adequate amount of resources for R&D, for marketing and such. And so, because other projects right now, you know, they're charging 10% on the buy and 10% on the sell. And so that's a total of 20, right? And there are tokens that are being launched initially where they would do that. And then there would be like a 2-week period of time where they will impose an additional, you know, 20% tax for selling too early within the first week. So that's kind of like to prevent the holders of pumping and dumping. And so they want to be able to have a stable chart. And so that's why they would impose that. And so, but for those that wants to violate it, then it would go on, you know, the development wallet or the marketing wallet, or maybe it would go on the liquidity. And so it's not a bad thing to have high taxes, because it's great for the project's sustainability. But you know, at the same time, you know, Boss Logan is too generous, and so don't take that for granted. And so I see some of the members that are complaining, crying about the transaction fees so expensive, and I just scratch my head and I ask, like, what are you comparing this to? Because from the world I come in, you know, I pay an average of 200-300 USD per transaction, you know, just to buy, you know, a community token from another project, and to us that's normal, and so for us to see, you know, pennies on the dollar per transaction, you know, it's just I'm enlightened, and so what I'm trying to say is just don't take what we have for granted, because what we have is great. I mean, when you look at our tokenomics, there's a lot of give, right? There's not a whole lot of take, because their confidence is based on the business activities that'll be generated. So that's where the sustainability will be coming from. Once we are stabilized and fully scaled, I mean, it's already beginning to happen, right? You know, we've got Uniblock, and you guys, I would encourage you guys to go and support Uniblock on their social platform. Follow them on Twitter, and also follow them on Telegram. We communicate a lot on Twitter, and so support them, and you know, because it helps us too. And because when they succeed, we succeed, because they're in our platform, they're utilizing our tokens. So the more tokens that they use, the better it is for us too as holders. So I just thought I'd share that. I see Edna just jumped in. Welcome aboard, Edna. We also have Ryoma. Welcome. If you guys have any questions, feel welcome to pop in. You've had me for about another 5 minutes. So shoot away with the questions, you guys. Don't be shy. Hey, how are you, sir?
Just in the house. Yeah, I just joined. Yeah, I do not have a heavy question at the moment, but yeah, I just want to have your thought on the increase of the PTX on LBAC. Do you have any idea why it jumped up like that?
Yes, I shared this with the other gentleman earlier. It's because no worries at all. The whole reasoning for this is because we are at the point where we're going to be pushing highly on the RTE nodes, and so those numbers, those movements are all based on our efforts for pushing the RTE. Because we're going to need the requirement right now for each country to have a balanced distribution of stream is to have at least 200 RTEs for each country, and in order for to have no issues and to have good quality stream. That is the goal right now. And so October is the month where we're going to be pushing hard, and some of us have already been getting a jump start on it. And because we are making way for Mainnet 2.0 to be launched on the blockchain event in Thailand. And so once that launch, basically before that launches, we want to have everything in place. And so with us making strong efforts to promote, the RTEs is definitely going to contribute for the price action. And I was just suggesting earlier, the 35,000 PTX for staking it is not really required until Mainnet 2.0. So my suggestion now, if you're going to be, referring, RTE, have them buy the 35,000 PTX now because of the good price point, and at the same time, have them stake it on Mainnet 1.0 because of the fact that you can actually capitalize on 2.5% per week, which you can actually compound. And at the same time, you, the referee, can take advantage of the 10% initial stake. And so it's a win for the new holder, it's a win for you, and also at the same time, you get the benefit from the 5% cash reward that you're going to gain from the initial setup. So I see that as a full circle. It's a win-win-win, and it's also a win for the chart because 35,000 PTX right now, as we speak, is roughly about $600 to $800. So you take that times that by 100. That's a pretty significant difference. That will definitely put a dent on the LBank's price action. And that will move us from an average of 5 to 10,000, and hopefully we can start having an average volume of 100,000 per day.
Okay, thank you very much. My next question is whether we as a group from all parts of the country, from all countries, to be able to contribute in pushing up the price of PTX on L.
Absolutely, we can, and I've just given you one example on how we can all contribute, right? We spread the word about the RTEs, and those 35,000 PTX will make a big difference right now, because it wouldn't make sense to buy 35,000 PTX, right? Given a hypothetical example that PTX will be at 50 cents or $1 before mainnet, right? Hypothetically speaking. So it makes sense to go ahead and set it aside now. Go ahead and stake it on 1.0, and because all wallets will be unlocked in December anyways, and so there's no time restraint on that. So might as well ride the wave. So it's, to me, I look at that as a, I don't know if it's a loophole, but it's a strategic move, right? Yeah.
Hey,
so
thanks, John. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. Any last thoughts, questions as we wrap this up? So I just want to thank everybody for jumping on board, and based on your guys' feedback, we'll continue to have this, and so like I said, don't be afraid to jump in and ask concern. Like, we want you to voice your opinions, because you may have an idea that we're missing, and so if we don't speak up, that's something that we can't implement. And so we, the community, are the movement, and so you are part of it. Take ownership of that. With that said, I think that concludes this session. Thank you again for taking part of it. And
Thank you.
oh, my pleasure.
Thanks, John. We'll
Yes.
see you next round.
Yes, absolutely. Do you guys want to do this twice a week or once a week? What do you think?
In my opinion, it's up to everyone. But for me, I have no issue. It's just that, of course, for myself, because I have things to do, and time that I may not be in time, but I'll join the time. The moment I find the time to join it. But anyway, this is a good start, John. Thank you very much for that. I think the fire, would start again. So we want the fire for everybody to really burn us again, to glow in times like this, so that not only we have the fire, but also we have something to look forward to, like, for example, the increase of the PDX and so forth. Okay, thanks
Right.
again, John.
Yes, my pleasure. You're very welcome. Okay, everybody. Well, have a great evening, and we'll definitely stay in touch in the chat. All right. Okay. Take care.